I can't express how excited I am that we're going out on such a beautiful day. There's not a cloud in the sky. It is absolutely perfect, and we've still caught it early in the morning. It's
not ready.
Before 8 o'clock, and the car is talking to me suddenly. So we're gonna go from Waterval Boven to Dorp, and past Dorp on the way into the mountains, on the way to Badplaats. Just if you want to research it on Google Earth and have a look at that area so you know what I'm talking about. That area is absolutely covered in ruins. You can't see them when you drive there. You can only see it when you get up into the sky and look down. So it's absolutely critical that we go and explore that more effectively. We have flown over it a few times with a helicopter over the past 14 years. And so I've seen what it's like from the air, but now we're going to look at it properly and really spend enough time there this morning to see what exactly is there, and to look for that evidence of ravines and streams washing away the walls and the terraces and so forth. And there are so many places to go to that I have not been able to go to over the years, and it just dawned on me that this is my 15th year, 15 years that I've been here now and been doing this research and these discoveries while I was developing the One Small Town initiative and getting into politics with the Ubuntu movement and all that stuff. It's incredible. 15 years just like that, boom, in the blink of an eye. I remember when I just released Slave Species of God, and I met Johann Heine in early 2007, and he showed me the ruins on his laptop, and I'd never seen them before. I just literally took my breath away. I could not believe that such ruins exist in South Africa, and that changed my life. It changed everything. It led to all the great discoveries that we have made and I have made, either alone or together with other people that have come and gone over the years, joined me for a little while and then carry on with their life journey. So just driving through this area here and looking around, it just brings back so many incredible memories of what has transpired here and all the little discoveries, every little hill, every stone circle, every terrace, every wall that I remember. Like, you know, first seeing the different types of walls and seeing the different pottery, picking up pottery in the stone circles, realizing that they were used by more recent tribes and as a settlement by people that used them as places of dwelling. And then discovering the ancient stone circles that still have no doors and entrances, actually realizing that some of them still have no doors and entrances, and they connected to all the other stone circles around them through these channels, and then exploring the flower-shaped stone circles and the magnetrons for the first time, wondering what the hell is this all about. So there is so much history here, and I have seen the care and the love for some of the ruins by the farmers and some of the local folk that have embraced the knowledge and the discoveries and have really made it their own and included it in their farms and their lodges, and started to protect the ruins and started to turn it into tourism destinations and tourism attractions. And I've seen the other side of it as well, completely unconscious people that come and just put bulldozers through the ruins. It breaks my heart. And it is just completely open to vandalism, destruction, through mostly unconsciousness and unawareness. People just not knowing what this is and what they have on their farms or in the towns. You know, I've seen towns and municipalities just bulldoze right through stone circles because they have no idea what they're doing. So 15 years in the blink of an eye. But boy, do we have knowledge and information. That's the most exciting part. If I just think about, compared to what we know today, how much research we have done, of all kinds of research. I mean, I can't even begin to mention it. The type of research has been done, from patina studies, how fast the patina grows, to the geology, to the actual ingredients, all the minerals and exact ingredients of the Hornfels rocks that I did right in the beginning, to realize the exact mineral component of the rocks, to the measurement of probably over 300 stones with a very advanced, I think they call the XRF or XLR machine. I forget now what it's called, but it's one of these devices that looks like a dust buster. You hold it in your hand and you just put it onto the surface of the rock and you pull the little trigger, and it sends a beam, powerful beam, about 1 centimeter or maybe a bit more into the rock, and then it gives you an exact mineral analysis of what the stone is made of. And I had one of those machines for about a month. It was lent to me. I borrowed it from a friend of mine that lived in town in those days, who was in the mining industry, and he lent me one of his XRF machines, and it was what a journey that was. That was just unbelievable. So just to come back to how much we've learned, it's truly mind-boggling to where our thoughts were, where my thoughts were right in the beginning of what this is, the utter confusion and a sense of amazement as to what these stone circles are all about, what the structures are all about, why are they here, who built them. And never forget that in the beginning, just like everybody else, I still believe that these structures were built by people as dwellings for people or cows, cattle kraal, and that became a huge problem, because then we started to find the stone circles without any doors and entrances, and then the flower-shaped stone circles, and then the channels that all connect them together. And very quickly things started to shift, and I started to realize that it's not possible that these stone circles could be built as dwellings for people. First of all, they're just, the shape and the structure of them is just nonsensical. It's not something you would build as a dwelling, because it doesn't make any sense with all the circles connected to each other in a unique way, because every stone circle is a completely and utterly unique shape. There are no two stone circles that are identical or the same. They may look the same because they're all circular and they have all internal structures, but everyone is completely and utterly unique in shape and size, structure. And the other interesting thing was, like, the walls. The walls are just not very high. Some of the walls were high, and you could clearly see that somebody reconstructed them. And yet, many of the stone circles, the majority of the stone circles, the walls are very low. They're sort of waist height, maybe a little higher, sometimes even lower. And then there are areas where the stone circles are completely destroyed, either by water, floods, or farming. And you can only really see the surface layer on the ground, and yet they are still there. What I found interesting also at one stage, right in the beginning when I was exploring this and looking at Google Earth and trying to find how wide and how far these stone circles go, I remember finding like farmlands that have been plowed for decades. And after the farmland has been plowed, you can still see the stone circles in the land, or even when the grass grows. Sometimes, actually, strangely enough, when the grass grows back in a plowed field, if it hasn't been used for growing crops or whatever, when the grass grows back and the grass is short, you can actually see the energy and the shapes of the stone circles under the surface of the soil. that blew my mind, and that made me think, well, what kind of energy do these circles put out that you can actually see the shapes reflecting in the surface of the soil and the grass, although there are no stones. So much information that we have gained, so much knowledge. And then obviously after we started to measure the frequencies in the stone circles and the walls and so forth, and then connecting the cone-shaped tools and the Taurus stones to all of this, realizing that this is very, very advanced technology, and it all started to fall into place. And by the time I counted the number of stone circles while I was writing Temples of the African Gods, the second book after Adam's Calendar, to talk more extensively about the ruins, because Adam's Calendar is just one of millions of ancient ruins here. So when I started to count them, and I realized that we're dealing with millions and millions of stone circles, I realized that we accidentally discovered an ancient vanished civilization that nobody is aware of. And no documentaries are made about it, no books are available about it, no one talks about it. And I guess that's what created the interest. And it's all now been recorded for 15 years and hundreds of videos, hundreds of lectures around the world, and hundreds of cities and about 35 countries. So we're on our way there, on the road, and we're going to turn off, because this road, pretty much as you drive, is just filled with incredible ruins to your left and right as you drive. So Butplass is about 53 k's from here, but we're going to turn off just a little further up and go into the mountains.